barracks that were utilized by the Nazis as a mental health facility during World War II are among the most incredible examples of this sort of structure. A little distance outside the city borders of Schweinfurt in Germany is where you'll find the Conn Barracks. During the war, the Conn Barracks was a Luftwaffe airfield that was erected in 1936 specifically for Stuka pilots. Prior to the war, it was known as Flugplatz Schweinfurt. During the war, it was primarily used as a bomber base, and according to folklore, it was also used as a kind of hospital or a mental ward of some kind that was in operation. It makes perfect sense that there was some kind of hospital-like area during this kind of site throughout the war as well, even if it is very unlikely that this was the primary function of the barracks, in particular taking into consideration that this specific barrack was subjected to 17 bombing strikes by the Allied forces. Following the conclusion of the war, the United States of America gained control of the area and renamed it Schweinfurt Air Base, which is where Conn Barracks is located. It was in the hands of the American military, much like many other old Nazi camps, barracks, and other military locations, and it was utilized by them until 2014, when the majority of American personnel moved out of Germany. At its height, Schweinfurt Air Base provided housing for around 11,000 people, including military personnel and their families. During the time when the Americans were using Conn Barracks as living quarters, they utilized the area that was located above a drainage chamber that had previously been used by the Nazis to keep dead remains before embalming them. There are a lot of paranormal stories concerning Conn Barracks that originate from these specific rooms. It is a little difficult to confirm or refute whether or not these reports are accurate, but what is certain is that they originate from these rooms. There were at least 2 American troops there in the same room on 2 distinct occasions. They saw a Nazi soldier and a nurse who were both covered in blood, standing next to their beds as they awoke in the middle of the night. The nurse was also covered in blood. Because the ghosts are still there, the troops are unable to move at all. They are held completely immobile. Almost as if he were issuing commands, the Nazi soldier continued speaking to the nurse in German. He seemed to be giving her instructions. A sorrowful expression appears on the nurse's face as she reaches over the bed and chokes the soldier down till they return to sleep.